Hello everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So today I got a lot going on the table. I've got a lot to do. I've got a little happy mail first. So this came from Rachel. It says, it's a competition for the family. Here are 2 more molds of Don's pig. Now Anthony can join in, from Rachel. So remember this pig that we got in happy mail for Don? Well, she sent 2 more. So now we have 3 pigs. I'm going to have to let my son know when he gets home from work that he is being asked to do a competition with us. He was also asked to fulfill an order, which is funny. He's like, he didn't know what to think about that. So we have to do that too. So if you're the one waiting for Anthony to fulfill an order, we do it, but Anthony's only home on Sundays from work, so we have to fit that in. So let's get to today. Thank you, Rachel, by the way. I don't know if I said that, but that was pretty funny. We are going to do the 2 new Highland cows again, because I could do them in the, well, you know what? I'm going to do them in the pressure pot, actually. Because of what happened the other day, I had to cut the actual rows off because a bubble formed in there. So I'm going to kind of swing it around and throw them in the pressure pot. I'm going to redo Don's lid from yesterday for this jar that he did. And then we're going to re-pour the heart jar and fill it up a little higher. And we're going to do it in this color. This is the Rolio Pearlescent colors. This is the box from it. Let me see, 24 colors, pearlescent colors. This one is called French Rose. So being that it's like a Valentine's bowl, we're going to do it in pink. This I'm going to do differently in pigment paste. I'm still going to mix up mostly of the light color and then put in a little bit of the darker color like I had done recently a lot. But we're going to use 2 pigment pastes. They're both matte molds, so it shouldn't, I'm thinking it shouldn't blend quite as much. These are both by Just Resin. This one is called Chocolate Brown and Champagne. And then, of course, Don's little lid here was done in Black Cherry Merlot and Golden Opal. So we got a lot of resin to mix up. This one is going to be difficult. There are tiny little spots here that need to be plucked out with bubbles. So I think what I'm going to do, because this is going to take me some time, maybe I will mix up 2 batches of resin. Let me just do that because this doesn't hold much, but it's going to take me some time to get all those bubbles out. And I think I will also put this one in the pressure pot as well. It might help the end result. So let me grab some resin and we're going to get started today.
Brushes in hand and the world is my stage.
I mixed up 8 ounces to start with. I need just barely over 1 for that little lid. So it should be the perfect amount. Let's get these colors dissolved for the lid first. I'm going to just do just barely over ½ an ounce each. So we don't need a whole lot. Hopefully it looks somewhat like the rest of his jar. I'm just trying to save it as a whole instead of just having the open portion of, what did he do here? He opened this a little weird. Let's see. He didn't like it spilling out. So let's try his technique here. Just a tiny bit more of the Golden Opal. I'm going to dissolve those in 99% alcohol so we don't have unmixed mica powder. Why can't I get the lid back on? There we go. Goodness. All right. Just going to just squirt a little bit in there, get it dissolved, and then we'll add our resin to it. That way we don't get those specks of resin or those specks of mica powder that you can get in your finished product on the surface when you don't mix your colors very well. And these have measurements on the side of that cup. So as long as I'm pouring it under like a light, you can see through this cup to see what you got in there. So it's pretty cool. Let's see. I just need, where's my ½ ounce mark? Not much. Just barely over a half. We'll go there. And then he'll go there. And then this one, we're going to add. Don't let me forget to mix those, as if you can let me know. Let's add this. Now this is light. You will have to add quite a bit to get a deeper color. And that's just the one thing I noticed about their these particular colorings that they have. This one wasn't open. So you do need to add quite a decent amount. These, oh, the pearlescent, that's what they are. So they have a nice little pearly sheen. But not, I'm trying to go for not opaque, but pink and pearly. So that's why I chose these. I might actually add some resin dye. Do I need to? This is going to be really light when it's poured. But I wanted that pearlescent-y. Let me just add a little bit more. It must be an alcohol ink, I'm thinking, with some shimmer in it and some coloring in it. I don't know how they do things. How did they do it? Man, I got resin all over my hand already. And my hand is slipping. I don't want to let it slip out of my hand and go everywhere. That would be a terrible day. I haven't done that yet. So it's kind of light from the side. See, it's almost too light. Let me get an alcohol ink out. Or maybe, do I have a resin dye that color that's opaque? Do I have pink? I have, what do we have? Bright red. That's orange. Is this pink? Peach red. I don't have a resin dye in pink. What is this one? Ruby red. That's orange. Nope, my resin dyes do not have pink, so let's just pick a pink alcohol ink. I think magenta is pink, if I'm not mistaken. I better put it on a paper towel. Yeah, it's kind of pink. Just want to intensify that color a little bit without using my whole bottle. So I've already got the shimmer in there from the bottle. It's getting there. I mean, if you put it on your stick, you still can't see it. Although it's going to be a little bit deep, it still has shallow walls. So let's go a little bit deeper. Just a squirt. I'm not counting drops. Just give it a good squirt. Do need to get this through the vacuum chamber so we don't have any bubbles. That's gonna be good enough. Let's go for that. And you can see that shimmer in there just floating around, almost like an aurora powder. We're gonna go with it. Let's see what it does. I don't want to go crazy, use my whole bottle. Then I end up with like an opaque, even though I don't think you can end up with an opaque with your alcohol inks, but I just don't want it that dark. Let me stir these before I totally forget. I'm just kind of getting it evenly throughout the resin. There's no need to worry about unmixed mica powder at this point. And I'm going to try his glitz effect to try to match the jar. All right, this one I need to split because it's going to be too deep in the vacuum chamber. That should be good. That one's a little bit bigger cup, so. All right, let's get these bubbles out.
Glitz and glitter lighting up the night, painting dreams with a shimmer so bright. Rhinestones dancing, catching every eye. This is my moment, gonna touch the sky.
Let's work on this one first so I can push it out of the way. Where's my spritz bottle? Here it is. I just want to put a little bit of alcohol down in here so we don't get any bubbles down there. Spritz the top of these to get those surface bubbles out. And then pour it slowly. Ooh, that's going to be pretty. The other day we did the marbled one. Kind of with those colors, actually. A little bit different red, but basically the same. Came out really pretty. And then I highlighted all the hearts on the sides with silver. So this should be about just under 7 ounces, what I have left from splitting it up with the other one. Let me just, I don't know if there's going to be bubbles. I don't think there's going to be bubbles. It's pretty wide side walls in here, so I don't think there's going to really be bubbles getting trapped. And I did want to pour this up higher than I did the other day, just because. Ooh, we got a little left over. I love leftovers now because marbling and my pendants have been coming out spectacular lately. So I like to play with those extras. Okay, that's good. Let me move this actually. It doesn't need to be here. This doesn't need to be here. We're just gonna, let me see. What do we got here? It's catching right there. Of course, it's going to need to be trimmed. It's a handmade mold. Okay, that's that. This is the top shelf of my pressure pot, which is where it needs to go. The rest of that is the alcohol from me measuring it to see how much I needed. So we're just going to do what Don did. Kind of. I don't know. He goes so slow and I don't. I just don't want I don't want like striping to happen. Not a big fan of the glitz effect in a jar lid, put it that way. So I have to play with the bottoms of all of these little spiky things. Oh, tell me I don't have enough. I'm not going to have enough, you guys. It's all right there. You got to be kidding me. Let me scrape these. I thought, of course, it's always more than what you measure with your water or your alcohol, which I didn't account for. Shoot. I wonder if I can mix that pink into some of this burgundy. We're going to try it because I barely need anything. But first, I want to get a dotting tool because this is the problem areas. All these little spikes. So between this and the pressure pot, I am hoping we don't end up with all those bubbles that ruined the other one because it did not fit together correctly. Now it's making them all red, but I don't care about that. I can't believe I am just needed a little bit. Well, let me see what I can do about this. Let's pour some in here. What did I do with the powder? Here it is. Try to mix some of this up and see if it's close. It should be. I mean, I'm already starting with a pink base, so I can. Oh yeah, that's gonna work. Okay. I see a bubble right there, though. Right there. Come on out, buddy. You don't belong. just enough. I mean, I have more. I can put it in there, but now I got to be careful carrying this over to the pressure pot because it is full. Let's hope all those little bubblers are gone. Let's hope, let's hope. Okay, we're going to leave that. I'm going to spritz those top bubbles. Not that it matters because the pressure pot will take care of all of them. What am I going to do with that pink? I wonder if I can add white to that because I've been loving the white effect. Let me move this out of the way. Let's just try something. I'm going to add white to the pink. Actually, I should just leave it transparent. Now let's try it. Let's try my original. This is not Sinker white. This is just white pigment, which will give us a pastel pink, which is fine. Then I'm going to drip in some blue and purple and see how we go. Let's grab this. These are all just opaque dyes. I don't know where I got them. I might have got them at Hobby Lobby. These are so old. So a drop of purple. Two drops of blue. Give it a little stir. Where do I want to start? Let's start with some smalls. Ooh, it's going to be pretty. Go again. I don't have much purple left in there. So let's get some purple and blue back in there. Purple, blue, a little bit of a stir. Let's do some bar ones. I need more blue. Oops. A little bit of blue. Let's do some smaller ones. And what do we got left? I guess we're going to stick with the smalls. I don't have much left, and then I'm going to take the rest and just drip to dome each one. One drip, really. Drip. That's all we really need is a drop. This one needs about 2. Because they're a lot easier to trim if you've domed them. And you just take like a little nail file. There's nothing left. I can't get nothing left out of here. Just take a little nail file and go around the edges real quick when they're out if you dome them well. If not, you got a little bit more work to do. That's it. Okay. It is time for the Highland cows. For these guys, I think they take about 8 ounces each. So I've got 16 ounces here. I'm going to split it like a lot of the champagne and a small amount of the brown. So when I pour it like I did those, I don't want the brown to take over, but I definitely want it in there. So I think I'm going to just do a decent amount of brown for both of them and get it mixed up. Make sure you mix your pigment pastes before you put them in your resin. This one's not too bad, but it did have a lot of clear floating. It separates. Some are worse than others. Some are thicker than others. If you get a really thick one, you could put it in a warm water bath before you need to stir it. That'll help you out a little bit. Let's see how this goes. Ooh, that looks pretty. Now they're going to be deep. So I don't think I'm going to need more than that. I don't think I do. It's hard to see on my stick, but like I said, it's going to be poured deep. I don't think I'm going to need more than that. It's not going to be really thin. Now, if it was thin, I might need more, because there's your color if it's thin. But I think I'm going to go with that. I don't like working with pigment paste a lot because if anything that I don't mix, and that's just me personally, not everybody, I'm the one to not mix my pigment paste the best. So I'm always wiping like all that unmixed stuff off my sticks. I'm wiping it off the sidewalls just because I've ruined several pieces. Not necessarily ruin them, because I usually can try to find some kind of a fix. But if I don't want to try to cover something up, I really want to be able to pour it correctly the first time. Okay, see, this one is really thick and really separated. So let me just get this mixed up. This is dark. Looks like fudge frosting, doesn't it? That's pretty. Oh, that is nice. It's got a sparkle to it. Although you're not going to see the sparkle because of the matte molds, unless you spray seal it, but I don't think that I want. See how I just wiped that off the side? Now I got to get it off the side of my cup, because I just put unmixed pigment paste on the side of my cup. Whoops. And I want that off and mixed in really, really good. And you can even put this, in fact, I do need to, oh, I don't need to debubble this. It's going in the vacuum chamber, that's right. Get that off the side. If you see any, just keep working at it. Otherwise, we may have to cover up a little spot on him, and it could be in the really wrong place where you can't cover it up. Just some random butterfly floating around on his body. Okay, that should be good. So the one I don't know about is the male one, because I did not do that one yet. But I do know that the female's rose is the problem spot in this one. So let's hope. I don't know which side it's on. So, I'm gonna just go for it. Basically do the same thing I've been doing, pouring it in, pouring it in. But I don't want to pour a ton in because, like I said, I need to get, and it's probably going to mess up the marbling in those hands. I do see a couple bubbles coming up, and I probably just messed up the marbling. And worst case scenario, I have to cut that rose off again, but I don't really want to. So I'm just going to pour it until the brown's gone. There's a lot of brown in there. That's all right. It was too light last time, and I ended up painting it with, I'm not going to top it up until I get it into the vacuum chamber, or the pressure pot, sorry. I've got my little base sitting over here. I'm just going to set this over there on it. Hopefully they both fit on there. That would be a problem. Let me even see if they both fit. Yes, they do. Okay. So let's do this one. Not quite sure. Let's spritz down in there. I didn't even spritz the other one. And this will take probably 6 hours. There are bubbles coming out, and they do have horns. as well. So this guy has a top hat built in, so you don't have to buy a top hat for this one. I don't think I need any more brown. Okay, cool. I got a little left over. I'm going to put these over into the pressure pot, top them up, make sure they're full, and then we'll do something with this extra. I don't know, I guess I should have mentioned, if you don't have a pressure pot, the other thing I could have done is poured those cows like just past their heads where the hand was, threw them in the vacuum chamber, pulled the bubbles out of those areas. I didn't do that because, one, I was marbling it, and two, I'd like to know if the pressure pot works. So not many people do have pressure pots, but if you have a bubble remover, you could put your mold in there, just fill it a little bit, pull those bubbles out, and then continue pouring. So if this doesn't work, we should probably try that if you're not too tired of the mold yet. The rest of the brown, I pulled out silver, which I've never opened. Like I said, these are very old, but now that I know they work nicely for these marblings, I'm going to use them. I'm going to put white and silver in and see if we get anything nice. Oh, I don't know if you're going to see that silver. Hopefully we see the white. Let me put some more white in there. It's just kind of eating it up. I do want to see the marble marks. That's the problem. I don't know if we will. I need to keep adding some white. The silver's gone. Not going to see the silver. I want to see the white. Come on, white. I can't very well make the brown any lighter. Well, too late for this now. For that one, I didn't get white in there in time. It's like sinking, even though it's not a sinker. There's what I want it to look like. Got a couple of ounces here. Well, maybe I had 1.5 ounces, which goes pretty far when you're doing pendants. Trying to restock my pendants because these go out with eBay orders. Let's do a little more white. That one should look pretty good. And we'll do one more, and then I probably can do, oops, do one of these. I'll have to drill a hole in these ones, which is fine. It's not hard to drill a hole. Then I want to add a drip to a lot of them. Maybe the white will sink, even though it's not a sinker white, and we'll get some on the front. I don't know. Top you guys up. Sometimes I struggle when I'm trimming these, not really trimming them, but when I'm sanding them, they're always falling out of my hands because they're so little. All right, that's it. Now we wait. I thought I might be able to fit that heart tray in the pressure pot too on the top shelf with that little one, but it just wasn't going to fit. So we got two different ways of curing today. The longest one is going to be that pressure pot because these can go on the heat mat, but I'm going to let them solidify naturally since I'm not in any hurry. Whoops, I just knocked you over. I'm just going to let them sit here for a couple of hours before I turn the heat mat on. And then that's it. Then we'll unmold and do all the finished work. So enjoy the comment of the day, guys. Okay, it is time to unmold. Now, Don and I did unmold the two cows because it is hard to unmold those. They're like, horns are really wide. So if you purchase this mold, we decided we are going to split it for you because if you don't have help, you're not going to get it out. So it's going to be a split mold if you buy this one. Let's get these out and see how we mark. Ooh, look at how beautiful that is. Oh, wow. I hope they're all like that. Let's do these pinks. Let me just pull a bunch out. We'll look at them. I usually get these done, but I've been busy all day, so I didn't get them done before I turn the camera back on, put it that way. Look at those. Not too bad. I love that one and that one. Not crazy about those, but let's see these. These are the white, when I added all that white. Oh my gosh, I love them. Look at those. My faves today. They're going to look so pretty when they're finished. Here's some more pink, purple, and blues. Not bad, not bad. Come on, flip over. Ooh, that one's nice. Flip over. Those are nice. I'm happy with those. Those are so pretty. Two more pinks. Ooh, not bad. Love that one. They're good. Happy with them. And here's the other browns and the whites. Like I said, the silver didn't come out. So here's two tapered ones. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, I like them. I love doing these. And this mold is so shiny. I've used this one quite a bit and it's still pretty shiny. So pretty happy with this mold. This was Happy Mail too. But I do know where the link. I link it when I use it for you guys. Okay, let's do the lid since this was not today's project. And I forgot to clean my molds off prior to. Ooh, look at this. I don't think I have any bubbles underneath. Yay! It's perfect! Nice! Oh, I like it better the one he did. It fits perfectly! So if there's no bubbles, it needs to twist. Plus it's not like 100% cured. Oh, it's nice! I'm happy with it. I'm not sure I like this part. But, oh, I'm happy with it. What do you think? Looks good. I don't really want to leave it on there because I don't want it to like adhere to it. Okay, this is the heart dish. I almost looked at it and said the pet memorial, but it wasn't. Why do I see something that looks like bubbles? Or is that the... Oh, that's the sparkle in the inks that I was using. Look at that. No, wait a minute. There's bubbles in there. That totally stinks. See them? How did that even happen? Because I degassed this. This should have went in the pressure pot. So that blooper, that will be a blooper. I will highlight all these again. Try to fancy it up a little bit. But it's a nice deep. It's like 1.5 inches deep or something like that. I can't believe all those bubbles are in there. That is so weird. I'm pretty sure I put that in the vacuum chamber. I remember splitting it in half, but it was like 8 hours ago, so... Huh. Interesting. Okay, you ready? Here's the one we did the first time. And the rose worked, so I am thrilled with that. It's more like a gray than a brown, but I'm okay with it. It's not that bad. I like the way the horns marbled. They almost look like natural. Everything else looks pretty good. There's no bubbles in this one. There's one right there underneath that stem. Oh, that's right, the leaf. Can't really tell though. It looks like the leaf is broken off. And here's the male one you haven't seen yet. So he's got the top hat. He's got a little envelope with a heart on it. The only bubble that I ended up with, what's that? Something in his ear. is right here in the corner of that because I didn't really swish it around. So to alleviate that, you can always stick it in the vacuum chamber and pull the bubbles out before you completely pour it. There's one bubble right there. So the pressure pot is not a like 100%, because that's more of a void, not a bubble. But it's cute nonetheless. Here's our little couple. They're a little grayer than I want. I didn't expect that to happen, but that's okay. I'm sure Highland cows come in all different colors. If not, they do today. So give me a few minutes and I will finish off these cutie patooties. Get these done. Get that done. Get that. I got a lot to do. I'll be right back.
Michelle's at the table, apron dusted, joy in her eyes. Two little Highland cows coming alive right beside. She sits a girl's bow just right, purple tucked in that shaggy brow. Tips the top hat on her cowboy, they're the cutest couple now. Glitz and glitter, watch her shine, brown and purple, right on time. For the Valentine ball, they're dressed to twirl. He's a dapper little fella, she's his pretty swirl. Glitz and glitter, hear her say, thank you, Lord, for another day. Every pour, every shimmer in the small town shop, serving Jesus as she works till the last drop. She turns to that marble jar, maroon rivers through soft gold, silver shining round the rim, diamond top catching stories untold. Hand steady, heart wide open, whisper prayer over every view. Bless the ones who sit and watch, let them feel your love come through. Glitz and glitter, watch her shine, brown and purple, right on time. For the Valentine ball, they're dressed to twirl. He's her dapper little fella, she's his pretty swirl. Glitz and glitter, hear her say, thank you, Lord, for another day. Every pour, every shimmer in the small town shop, serving Jesus as she works till the last drop. Brown and purple side by side, like faith and work, they just align. Every comment, every smile online, she sends it back up. Lord, this is yours, not mine. Thank you for these hands, this heart, this start. Thank you for each watching part.
I really need to remember to cut my projects down for finishing work. That was a lot of time, you guys. And I didn't even finish the bowl. Here's the pendants with their bails on them. They came out so pretty. I love almost all of them. I only like a couple. This one I had to drill and put a pinch bail on because, like I said, it tapers too much for the flat back bails, but those are those. I did not finish this. I started to finish it. I trimmed it, resin restored it, started, and then I'm like, all these micro bubbles that should not be here have dust in them. Granted, the resin restore will hide that, but I did not want to go through all of these bubbles. And I'm not even sure why they're there because I put this through the vacuum chamber. So I'm not happy about that. So, I mean, you could paint the sides. I don't have time to do that today. Maybe I'll keep this and do that another day. Paint the sides, trim the top, whatever, do the hearts. But until I decide what I want to do, I don't want to do anything because I don't like the dust and all those bubbles. I don't have the time to put the Resin Restore in all those bubbles. So that one's getting set aside. Here's the beautiful jar. Look what I did. So I just took a silver pen and I followed those lines. This is a gorgeous little thing. I didn't think I was going to like it. Then I had this little brooch. I just shaved the back off and glued it to the top. That's it. Very sleek and elegant. I like it. It's still curing, but I don't know. It fits this perfectly when there's no bubbles. So I'm pretty happy with this little thing. It's so cute. It would make a great gift. Okay, moving on. Here are the cows. Now, these guys were going to the Valentine's Day dance, so they wanted to match in their best clothes. Well, clothes that cows would wear, kind of. Anyways, this is the guy. I just painted him. I highlighted all of his fur because I wasn't crazy about all the gray in it. So I took the brown, highlighted all the highest points of the fur, painted his feet, his nose. I left the horns alone because I kind of like the way the horns look, kind of natural. Then I painted the envelope, put a butterfly. I did fill the hole. I put a butterfly over the hole anyway, even though I did fix it. Painted the top hat, and I put a little bird on the top of his top hat. Isn't he adorbs? They're gonna make the cutest couple at the ball. And here's the girl. Look at how cute she is. So did the same thing. Painted the highlights, light brown, her feet, her nose. Painted the rose. Thank God it came out one piece. Painted the bow and the hearts on the bow. And then I pulled out this stuff that I just got. This is the topaz one. Who knew I was going to need it like I needed it lately? You guys know everything. So I put the necklace on her with a dangling pendant, and then I'm like, she needs dangle earrings. So I put some dangly earrings on her, and then I added a strip over the bow, and that's her. So this is the happy couple going to the Valentine's Day ball 2026. They're a little early, but it'll be okay. So those are cute. Again, if you buy these molds, we are going to split them for you. That just basically means, let me move this. They're just too hard for you guys. Unless you tell me not to split it in the note section, you just we're going to take a knife and we're going to split down the back. You will tape it together when you pour it, and we'll put it in the back so you won't see the seam very obvious. So you just tape it together. The silicone will fit back together, and just demold it, and anytime you want to use it, just tape it back together. If you don't want your split and you know you're ordering it, just write in the note in eBay and say don't split your mold. So yeah, if you have help, you won't need to split it, but you know, a lot of you don't have help, so I just want to make it easier for you. And these came out so cute. Alright guys, I'm gonna wrap it up today, clean up my room, take some pictures, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a blessed day, everybody. Bye.
Glitz and glitter paint her way. She lights up hearts come what may. With a brush of faith she starts. Jesus whispers through her art. Patience blooms in every hue. Her love for viewers shines so true. Shimmer sparkles in her eyes. A radiant soul under bright skies. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. Canvas dreams and sparkly streams. Her laughter flows like sunlit beams. With each stroke her spirit sings. A masterpiece of golden wings. She sprinkles joy like morning dew. In every shade a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace. In her art we see his face. Glitz and glitter, Michelle's story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. She sprinkles joy like morning dew in every shade.